All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Ed Namrok podcast for Tuesday, August 7th, 2018. And as always, I'm going to get straight to it, not waste your fucking time because you have the attention span of a bird. I read something today on the CBSnews.com website dealing with this thing called Snapchat Dysmorphia. Now, before I put the cart before the horse, for a lot of you who are not quote unquote hip with what Snapchat is, it's basically a app centric, mobile centric social media site. I can call it a social media site because it's primarily focused on engagement between not just one person, but a group of people. And you share disappearing photos, quote unquote disappearing photos. And you engage in chat, and it basically turned into a vertical shooting, photo shooting and video shooting like site. I've had to adapt to it, and quite frankly, I cannot stand vertical video or photo. But I mean, photos are a little bit different because they can be cropped, and sometimes if you're trying to capture the length of an object, it's different for photography, but for still photography. But for video, I've always shot on landscape like I am now. But consumers just ruin the whole fucking thing, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can complain all you want, but it's not going to go anywhere. Anyway, Snapchat Dysmorphia. So this is what I read on the CBS News website by Ashley Welch. It was published earlier today. No, actually yesterday. So selfies, the photo filters, again, if you don't know what it is, it's facial recognition. So it detects your face. You tap on it and you choose filters to basically change your face into something. And that, after a while, got really fucking annoying because not only was I seeing every girl and woman on, say, for example, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter with a fucking default picture of one of the animal or dog or whatever filter that Snapchat had, and they had it on an array of fucking pictures. It's like, fuck, bitch, like, you making me think you look better as a fucking animal than as a person. Like, stop it. Seriously. No mas. So what's happening now is people are being driven to plastic surgery to look just like the filters. And I know a lot of people who use these filters initially when they start to take the pictures just so they can basically smooth out their face. Like, I have acne scars. I'm not afraid to fucking show them because I could give a fuck. But I can't speak for other people. But that's basically what they're doing. They're masking what they really look like, and they're basically advertising themselves falsely. But then again, that's IMO, so that's in my own opinion. So I could care. But let me read you a couple of excerpts from this article because I found it very, very interesting and very educational at the same time, because this is the type of awareness that we need to spread to the young audience, which is addicted to Snapchat. And I know this for a fact because I've seen it. I see it day in and day out. So plastic surgeons are sounding the alarm on a disturbing trend that's emerged with the growing popularity of social media. Patients seeking cosmetic surgery to resemble how they see themselves in Snapchat filters. Okay. So it's called Snapchat Dysmorphia. People are requesting fuller lips, bigger eyes, or a thinner nose in order to look like the filter or photo edited version of themselves. Yeah, this is fucking alarming. And then it continues on to say, celebrities are propagating beauty standards. And this is a fucking fact. And I don't want to name this family, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you're gonna guess what I'm talking about. There's this one family in quote unquote reality entertainment that is the conglomerate of propagating these beauty standards, and I loathe the shit out of it. I've loathed them since the early 90s, and I'm 37, and if you'll get why I'm loathing this family since the early 90s, do your research. I think you might figure it out. Let me just give you a hint. O.J. Simpson trial. But the fact that they're propagating beauty standards, which is total bullshit, because they do it with fashion too. So a classmate, a coworker, or a friend, they basically persuade people or themselves to feel inadequate, not looking good, not looking a certain way in the real world, which is stupid. And so it acts as a trigger to lead to the development of body dysmorphic disorder, or BDD, a mental health condition in which a person is preoccupied with a non-existent or minor flaw in their physical appearance. Now, okay, again, I have acne scars. I used to pick at my face. I had really bad acne when I was younger. I could give a fuck. I'm alive. I'm enjoying it. But now I have a different calling to actually spread this type of awareness to a lot of my young audience, because I know I have it. So it's only my due service as not just a person, but an older individual than them, of course. I'm not saying I'm too young to be old. I'm too old to be young. I got to contribute here. So it's altering people's perception of beauty worldwide. This isn't just on a local level. So this is completely gone global. So in recent years, the number of people seeking plastic surgery because they want to improve how they look in selfies has been increasing. So a 2017 survey from the American Academy of Facial, Plastic, and Reconstructive Surgery found that 55% of surgeons report seeing patients who mention selfies as a reason for requesting surgery. And this is compared to the 42% in 2015. So that's 55, from 42 to 55. So that's a pretty substantial difference. So it's fueling the trend that trend, that may be the fact that selfies are somewhat distorted. It's a distorted view of a person's face if they don't look good in it. And I don't know. I can't count how many fucking times I have caught people at coffee shops, at a McDonald's, at Shakey's, wherever, in the corner of the fucking stoplight, where they sit there. They don't even cross the street because they want to get the right lighting of the sun right off of Santa Monica and fucking La Brea, for example. They take about 20 fucking pictures just to get the right one so they can post the shit. And it's disturbing me because it's like, bitch, don't you fucking want to cross the street? Don't you want to go eat lunch? Don't you want to go get your coffee? I don't know. And I see dudes. Dudes are no fucking exception. They're not exempt for this shit. I see the whole gym thing, especially. Let me get to that. I mean, I'll rant about it later, but it's fucked up. I mean, it's one thing to do it once in a while, but right now it's excessive. And of course, now it's on paper as documented that it's a worldwide epidemic, and people are making modifications to their faces and of course their bodies just to fucking fulfill a need. So it goes on to say that a recent study of adolescent girls, these are teenage girls, of course, or preteen, adolescent girls have found that those who altered their photos more reported a higher level of concern with their bodies and tended to overestimate their body shape and weight. The research also found that those with a dysmorphic body image tend to seek out social media as a means of validating their attractiveness. Man, okay. And this goes okay, validity. We're on a topic of validity now. This is where I'm gonna actually go and say my piece, so to speak, with this whole topic of it's so goddamn competitive, unnecessarily competitive for the most meaningless things. But yeah, we have participation trophies in sports, so I don't fucking get it. You, young guy, young girl, gay, straight, LGBTQI, whatever you want to consider yourself, you are good enough. You are smart enough. And goddamn it, people like you. Don't let anyone else tell you different unless you're a fucking dick, a cunt, an asshole. Then change your ways, because you will get your ass beat eventually. But there's no need for this body dysmorphia disorder. Yes, it's real. It's a mental health condition, just like fucking being addicted to gaming now is a fucking mental health condition. It's considered now, I think, as of this year. But my point is this: there's no need to compete with people, especially people that you don't even know. There's no need to compete with them. There's no need to alter your appearance unless your life depends on it. Like if it's a life or death situation, then okay, that's different. If you got your face mauled by, I don't know, a fucking grizzly bear, then okay, that's understandable. But if you're doing it just in the name of vanity, just to look good in fucking pictures, yeah, stop it. Don't do that. And that goes without saying. I mean, don't seek validity from other people unless it's here's the thing is, don't seek validity from people just because you want to fill a need. And this goes back to I believe I did a podcast not too long ago, I can't even fucking remember, about the 6 human needs. So there's 4 needs of the ego, and then there's 2 needs of the spirit. First one is certainty, second one is uncertainty, third one is significance. So obviously this whole thing is driven by significance, because you need to feel special, you need to feel like you belong, and there's certainty, of course, that's needed because you want to feel less pain and more pleasure, just so you could feel fucking special. So obviously the ego here, the needs of the ego are totally and absolutely like highlighted right now in these situations, in these days. I can even use our fucking president as an example, because he's got those first four needs, actually the first 3 needs. Now that I study him, he's got those first 3 needs that he always needs to fulfill because he's an egomaniac. It's evident if you've studied psychic. I mean, I was gonna be a psychology major, but wasn't crazy enough apparently, because you got to be a fucking psychopath to be a psychology major. No offense, but yeah, you got to be crazy. But stop it. Don't seek validity from other people, especially people that you don't even know, especially these people on the fucking internet that, one, you're probably never going to meet, guaranteed. You're never going to meet. You're never going to have a relationship with them. You're not going to, you'll connect just because you're either commenting on each other's shit or DMing each other, whatever. That's the only connection you're probably going to get. And most people settle for connection because, of course, love is too scary. That's a big thing. But don't seek validity. If someone fucking body shames you for some reason, just say, fuck you, I'm fucking fabulous, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying? It's got to stop. And then just, that goes on, because that shit like that carries on to life, later on when you're an adult. So if you nip it in the ass now, you won't have to deal with it later, because then you get, for example, I'm a parent and I have certain things I like to do with my child when I want to do them. with my wife and have no type of competition with any other type of parents. It's like, if just because you're seeking validity from other people, especially other parents, because their children are doing something that you would like your child to do, there's no need for that. There's no need to pursue that unnecessary competition, just because you're either jealous or you want to feel significant about it. That type of shit. And I see it day in and day out with that particular subject, where parents basically get into a fucking pissing contest just for the fuck of it. It's stupid. It's meaningless. That's why with me personally, this is just my personal opinion. I don't gravitate towards people like that, because the minute they start getting competitive with me, it's like, why is this even necessary? Why do you feel the need to show off? Why do you need why do you need to feel the need to exploit what you're doing? Especially with your older kids, for example, just so you could throw it in people's faces. That is so fucking childish. Like, there's no need for that. Like, this is just the facts of life. People go to school, people take a shit, they get potty trained, they get a boyfriend, they go to prom, they graduate college. Okay, that hurrah, dude. Yes, treasure those moments internally. It's the excessive external fucking propaganda that's the problem. And it leads up to shit like this, where people are fucking having plastic surgery just to look like a fucking Snapchat filter. It's bad enough already that this particular family I'm talking about, that propagates beauty, the beauty standards, is already fucking infiltrating fucking households with their products. And, I've seen it, and they do a great job of marketing it, and they do a great job of, modifying themselves to fit that standard so everyone else can fucking follow like blind sheep. It's like, fuck, man. It reminds me of that film, They Live, with Roddy Piper, where he puts on the sunglasses, and he sees the true colors of everyone. And when he takes them off, it's just fucking normal. It's like, you got to watch that film. I mean, it's pretty old school, but yeah, that's kind of what it's the state of society today is reminding me of. It's like, there's a lot of people just kind of dictating all this shit, and people are eating it the fuck up and completely getting distracted from not just their goals and aspirations, but the real shit that's happening on the surface. So, like, for example, I don't know who I heard it from. I might have heard it like on a Joe Rogan podcast somewhere, but he overheard someone overheard another person while they were walking their dog. These exact quotes from this podcast, I don't know where I got it from, but this exact quote, "I'm quitting school to focus on my Instagram," end quote. How the fuck? Unless you got this brilliant fucking business plan to run an Instagram that's going to be monetized and make some fucking dough out of it, then go for it, man. But unless that's why I can't really grasp how a lot of these models, quote unquote models, predominantly the female ones, make so much goddamn money, man. I know it's product placement, and of course they fit the fucking role by being fit, having a big ass or whatever, wearing, close to nothing, but you hit that little stupid heart, you double tap it, or you comment or whatever, you're in. That's why I get so much shit from my peers, like, "Oh, you didn't like my picture. Oh, you didn't like my picture. You didn't like my picture." I've never been that guy to double tap on shit. Never. I'm doing it more so now because I have a buddy of mine. Shout out to A Beer Quest on Instagram, because he's actually documenting all of his beer quests in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is his new home. So shout out to my boy Jose. I know him as Jose, but you can call him Joe. At A Beer Quest. Follow him on Instagram. It's A Beer, like A Beer, and then Quest, A Beer Quest. So follow, y'all. And don't unfollow him because you just want to fucking rack up the number. Stupid asses. But anyway, that's all I wanted to touch on. Hopefully I didn't fucking take up too much of your brain activity. But again, this is the Ed Namrok podcast. Another episode coming up pretty soon. I will have a guest, and of course, it will be for all you nerds and non-fucking athletic people, it'll be about sports ball, as you guys like to call it. It'll be my NFL special. I'll have a buddy of mine coming on, and we'll be talking about fantasy football picks, and predictions for the 2018 season. So, have a good night, and fuck all y'all.